A decisive strike has unfolded. A strike that has left behind destruction, silence, and a wave of reactions across the nation. In Jilli market, an area long associated with movement, trade, and daily survival, the atmosphere changed in an instant. What was once a place of activity became a scene of chaos. Aerial force, explosive impact, and the unmistakable sound of an operation carried out with precision and urgency. According to security sources, the airstrike targeted groups identified as armed bandits operating within and around the area. These groups, known for carrying out attacks, kidnappings, and violent raids, had reportedly gathered in significant numbers. Their presence had already raised alarm, their activities had already caused fear, and the need for intervention had become unavoidable. Then came the response, swift, calculated, overwhelming. The strike hit its mark, and with it came reports of heavy losses among the targeted group. Numbers remain unconfirmed. Details continue to emerge, but early indications suggest a major disruption to the operations of these armed elements. For many, this development is seen as a strong message. A message that security forces are intensifying efforts. A message that areas once considered safe havens for criminal groups are now under close watch. A message that the tide, slowly but steadily, may be turning. But as with every operation of this scale, the impact is layered, complex, emotional. Because beyond the strategic success lies the human reality. Residents in and around Jilli market describe moments of fear and confusion. The suddenness of the strike, the shock of the explosion, the uncertainty that followed. People ran, shops were abandoned, voices called out in panic, and for a brief moment, everything stood still. Even now, as calm begins to return, the memory of that moment remains fresh. A reminder of how quickly life can change. A reminder of the fragile balance between security and daily living. Authorities have moved quickly to assess the situation. Security personnel have been deployed. Perimeters have been secured. Efforts are underway to ensure that no further threats remain in the area. At the same time, officials are working to verify the full outcome of the operation. Who was affected, what was destroyed, and what steps must follow. Military analysts note that airstrikes of this nature are part of a broader strategy. A strategy aimed at weakening armed groups, disrupting their coordination, and limiting their ability to carry out attacks. But they also emphasize the importance of precision, of intelligence, of ensuring that operations achieve their objectives without unintended consequences. Because in environments where civilians and armed groups may be in close proximity, every decision carries weight. Every action has consequences. The government has reiterated its commitment to restoring peace and stability, to protecting lives, to ensuring that communities can live without fear. And operations like this, they say, are a reflection of that commitment. Yet for many citizens, the emotions are mixed. There is relief that action is being taken, relief that those responsible for violence are being confronted. But there is also concern about safety, concern about what comes next, concern about whether lasting peace can truly be achieved. These are not just headlines. They are real lives, real pain, real moments that deserve to be seen and remembered. Every time you watch, you become part of something bigger than yourself. A voice that refuses to stay silent. A platform that brings truth to light, no matter how difficult it may be. But we cannot continue this journey without you. Your support is what keeps these stories alive. When you subscribe, you are not just clicking a button. You are choosing to stand for truth. You are choosing to stay aware. You are choosing to make sure these voices are never ignored. So do not just watch and move on. Take that step now. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. Community leaders are calling for continued vigilance, for cooperation with security agencies, for unity in the face of ongoing challenges. They stress that security is not just about operations. It is about rebuilding trust, rebuilding communities, and creating an environment where violence no longer finds space to grow. Humanitarian observers are also monitoring the situation, assessing the needs of those affected, ensuring that any displaced individuals receive support. Because even when operations target criminal elements, the ripple effects can reach innocent lives, and those lives must not be overlooked. As the dust settles over Jilli market, the full picture is still coming into focus. Investigations continue, assessments are ongoing, and the nation watches closely. Because this is more than a single event. It is part of a larger effort, a larger struggle, a larger determination to confront insecurity and reclaim peace. For the people of the region, hope remains. Hope that this marks a turning point. Hope that the grip of violence will begin to loosen. Hope that one day, markets like Jilli will return to what they were meant to be. Places of trade, places of life, places of normalcy. But for now, the memory of this strike lingers, a powerful reminder of the challenges that remain and of the determination required to overcome them. Tonight, Nigeria reflects on a moment of force, a moment of consequence, and a moment that may shape the path forward in the fight for security. Behind every story is a human reality, a family, a struggle, a truth that deserves to be heard. This channel exists to make sure those truths are never hidden, to keep you informed, to keep you connected to what is really happening. But we need your support to keep going. Without you, these stories lose their reach. Without you, these voices grow quieter. When you subscribe, you give strength to this platform. You help us go further. You help us do more. So if this matters to you, if these stories mean something to you, do not wait. Subscribe now. Turn on notifications and be part of a community that chooses truth every single day.